Opposition NDC fights back in the wake of damaging leaked tape suggesting top party officials have been plotting to, in some instances, commit crime on political opponents. The party has a statement out tonight declaring they will take legal action.
3 days ago, yesterday, those who were living in Nima and Momobi, nobody has left in his house. So you see that now we have a tactical advantage. People also start capturing your mothers and fathers and keeping them hostage until you show yourself now.
Also tonight, the division on the front of the NDC over the authenticity of the leaked tape.
The
party accepts all what he said. Party members are happy about it.
The tape which is being circulated in the media is a doctored tape. It is totally fake.
We'll also attempt to confirm for you reports you're hearing that the police CID are taking a keen interest in this and have already invited Samuel Fuswampofo, the national chairman of the NDC.
This is Top Story with Evans Mensah.
Top Story is always brought to you by Bond Savings and Loans. Your success, our passion, GASM, the nation builder. Vodafone, the future is exciting and ready. And Nationwide Medical Health Insurance, your healthcare family. The NDC is tonight under immense pressure after a secretly recorded tape emerged implicating the party's national chairman in a possible conspiracy to harm political opponents. The party is tonight fighting back and has a statement out declaring they will take legal action. We have some more on this unfolding story, including an emerging division within the NDC on the authenticity of the leaked tape. Well, first, listen to excerpts of that tape.
The security and future survival of our country is at stake. So, first of all, our people have identified a number of them. Yes. I don't know whether you have heard, but somebody has told me that one of them is dead in Boku. Yes. Yeah, one of them is dead in Boku today. Whether I attack or other. You see, 3 days ago, yesterday, those who were living in Nima and Momobi, nobody has left in his house. So you see that now we have a tactical advantage. Nobody has left it. They even went to attack parents. So my moms have to come in and plead for their parents because one of the days, people also start capturing your mothers and fathers and keeping them hostage until you show yourself now. So we need to go back quickly on the drawing board and strategize. But the communication is very critical.
Well, we have a full transcript of the entire audio for you, and it's on myjoyonline.com. With respect to the part you just heard, he's heard saying the voice, and we will hear shortly from the NDC National Communications Officer who has said in the morning that the voice sounds like Samuel Fuswampofo. But in that clip you just heard there, he's heard saying the security and future survival of our country is at stake. So first of all, our people have identified a number of them. I don't know if you have heard, but somebody had called me that one of them is dead and gone, whether heart attack or whatever. You see, 3 days ago and yesterday, those who were living in Nima and Momobi, nobody has slept in his house. So you see that now we have a tactical advantage. Nobody has slept in his house. They even went to attack traders, and some imams had to come and plead for them. People will also start capturing your mothers and fathers and keeping them hostage until you show yourself up. So we need to go back quickly to the drawing board and strategize, he concludes. Now, there have been other portions of this in which the voice that sounds like that of Samuel Fuswampofo, the chairman of the NDC, instead of addressing other political issues and opponents and people they perceive to be acting against the interests of the party and what they plan to do to them. Listen.
3 days ago, yesterday, those who were living in Nima and Momobi, nobody has left in his house. So you see that now we have a tactical advantage. Nobody has left in his house. They even went to attack parents. So my moms have to come in and plead for their parents because one of the days, people also start capturing your mothers and fathers and keeping them hostage until you show yourself now. So we need to go back quickly on the drawing board and strategize. But the communication is very critical.
So that is that voice of Samofo there was the voice that sounds like him. The NDC chairman is also heard in this viral video asking that the party's communicators take the EC chairperson to the cleaners and insult the Peace Council chairperson.
When we went to help, you say, oh, this one, it is you. It is NPP, NDC, your usual tax. And then I said, look, madam, you know what you're talking about. As a commissioner, you know what you're talking about. So I think we need to take her to the cleaners.
Sure.
And the civil society organization and religious organization.
Exactly.
Especially the Peace Council chair.
Exactly.
For the first time, I will endorse insulting.
So there you have it. There, the voice that purports to be the voice that appears to be that of the Samofo for the national chairman of the party. We have on the telephone line with us the communications officer of the party, Mrs. Ami Gyamfi. Hello, Mr. Gyamfi. Thank you for your time here on Top Story.
Thanks for having me, Evans.
I'm grateful that you join us. I've seen a statement that is out tonight, and there is a part of that statement that you say, quote, that the party is currently considering all legal options available to it and will take appropriate steps to halt this phenomenon immediately. What are you referring to here, sir?
Thank you very much, Evans. If you read the statement, you realize that we have spoken about information and intelligence available to us, which indicates that government and national security are employing the resources of state to spy on us. We've already identified backs at our national headquarters building, which goes to confirm that intelligence. And we know that what they do is to spy, record meetings involving officials of the NDC, and then doctor these recordings to achieve their own political and spiteful ends. And so we are aware. We are still sweeping our offices and investigating the matter. And very soon we will come out with the facts and take the right and appropriate, steps which will halt this dangerous, unconstitutional phenomenon once and for all, because Ghana is a democratic country governed by law. Citizens and political parties are entitled to their constitutional rights of privacy, and it is totally unlawful, totally shameful for any government to employ state resources in spying on its opponents. We all know of the infamous Watergate scandal and how that got the then United States President Nixon out. What is happening in Ghana is actually worse than the Watergate scandal, and we will expose all details for the people of this country to know very soon.
In the statement is emphatic that the tape that is circulating is concocted and false. But if you say they've backed your national headquarters, doesn't that suggest then that this tape is as a result of that bagging and it's in fact true?
The two are not mutually exclusive. We've indicated that they've backed, they are spying on us, and they record proceedings of meetings involving officials of the party, and Dr. Singh, that is also contained in there. So what they are releasing to the public now are the recordings they made. These are doctored versions, because I was in the said meeting. We've had several communication team meetings, which has had the national chairman and leader of our party in attendance. We've had so many senior officials of the party, the minority leader. They all attend our meetings because they take, interest in the topical national issues and so on. And at no point in time, or at none of these meetings, has the national Chairman Ofosu Ampofo, made the said statements which have been mischievously attributed to him. Even as you know the national chairman, you had an interview with him not too long ago. Does he come across as somebody who could say the things which have been captured on the alleged tape? It is clearly inconsistent with his character and his persona to, say the kind of things which have been captured on the alleged tape. Everybody who knows Chairman Ofosu-Ampofo will tell you that he's a perfect and an honorable gentleman, a law-abiding, peace-loving citizen, one of the key moderates in our party who have always advocated for calm, even when tempers, are hot and so on. And so the thing that people will attribute wicked lies, against him, is something which is very shameful. But we are not surprised at all because we know that today is the premiering date for the latest Anas Arimiyao Anas, video documentary, which has uncovered some elements in this government as engaging in illegal mining activities, extorting monies from illegal miners, taking bribes, and engaging in all forms of corrupt activities. And so we can understand the restless desperation of the MP to divert attention from that matter. Mr. Gyamfi, we are not surprised at all.
Mr. Gyamfi, you describe this as concocted and false. However, your deputy, Kweku Boahing, disagrees. He's emphatic on our sister station, Adom FM, that this is indeed the voice of your national chairman and that you guys are proud of the things he said. For the avoidance of doubt, please listen to your deputy.
The party accepts all what he said. Party members are happy about it. He met his party members. They are happy about his utterances. That is why they clapped at a point. It was a meeting of our communications team. We meet once every week. Bad people joined the meeting and recorded the discussion. Kennedy Japan made portions of the audio available last week. What you hear today is the rest of them. This will not discourage us from talking about the bad things happening in government. It's a communication meeting with myself, Sammy Gyamfi, and Akugan as leaders. We meet all our communicators to strategize our security and communication. Honorable Ofosu-Ampofo joined us to motivate us. That is why you heard people clapping. Because they are happy. If someone doesn't understand and want to bend the sea, they should go ahead.
Mr. Gyamfi, this is your own deputy national communications officer fully owning and taking responsibility and saying this meeting indeed happened. What was said is true, and we are proud of it. And if you challenge it, go and bend the ocean.
I'm hearing of this tape for the first time. My attention was drawn to some publications to that effect. I spoke to him and he indicated that he has not made any such contradictory statements because he had the opportunity to listen to the tape, in detail, and he was more convinced, just like all of us are convinced, that the tape is doctored and fake. I am speaking to you as a National Communications Officer of the NDC, and I am communicating to you the official position of the NDC on this matter. Kweku Boahing has since issued a disclaimer indicating that having listened to the tape and the different versions being circulated on social media, he's now convinced that the tape is fake. So for me, I don't want...
which of the tapes is fake? The secret recording?
There are about... I have seen 12 different tapes being circulated. Some are 2 minutes, some are 1 views, some just 1 minute, 3 minutes recordings, 2 minutes recordings, and so on. I don't know which one he spoke on, and so on. But
what he spoke on is what, and that's all of us got it from Oman FM, and he specifically.
I don't know.
No, but I'm saying to you that in the interview he granted us, he referenced Oman FM. He talked about Kennedy Japan, and that's where we all got it from last night, and that's what everybody's playing to. So the same tape you are saying is doctored. The same thing your deputy says.
No, let's make sure we don't confuse things. This is not the first time Oman FM is releasing an alleged leak tape, on their network. Only last week, another tape was released, and that didn't have the national chairman on it. So let's know which one he was speaking to. Even with regards to the present one, there are different versions because the tapes have been sliced, and different versions are being shared on different platforms.
Just a piece of information that this is important for your purposes. Today, Adom FM played the same tapes you've heard today that we have played, that has been described with the voice of a person you describe in the morning as sounding like your national chairman to your deputy on air, and he was asked a question on it, and he says, yes, that meeting happened, and whatever was said on it was said, and if you don't like it, ban the ocean. This is what happened on Adom FM today.
Evans, I'm not in any position to confirm what you're telling me, because I have spoken to him and I've read his disclaimer. He even tells me that in the said interview at the early stages, he indicated that the tape was doctored. I have not listened to the full tape. So it will be difficult for me to say that what you're telling me is factual or not.
But that's what it is. This is very verifiable because it's on an air this morning.
Exactly. And you even, admit that you are not playing the full interview he had with Adom FM, but you are playing portions. He claimed that he started off by indicating that it's been doctored. So I need to listen to the whole tape, listen to what he has said, situate that in the context of the disclaimer he has issued before I can make a determination on this matter. But that is not what you called me to do this evening. But
it's central to this.
The official position of the NDC on this matter.
No, but this is a man who says that he was in a meeting with you and Akogan, where the chairman walks in, says all the things that he said that you were denying that he says is doctored. And this is your deputy, he's a national officer of your party. Why should we disregard that?
You have played to me an interview by Anthony Kwaku Boahen in which he's heard speaking on to a certain tape. I do not know the tape in question you are talking about. Because even with the present matter, which allegedly involves the national chairman of the NDC, I have seen 12 different tapes. Some being 2 minutes recordings, 3 minutes recordings, 1 minute recording, and so on. I do not know the specific one Anthony Kwaku Boahen spoke on.
But Sammy Jeffrey, in the sound I played to you of the interview, even the short one I played to you, he references the national chairman's pronouncements. He did.
No, he does he say anything in the interview you just played that Chairman Ufusuan said that he was going to kidnap people, that he was going to kill people? I didn't hear anything in the tape.
Well, Mr. For example, there are many things in this leak tape that, for example, said, including what you've just repeated. Easy for the avoidance of doubt. For the avoidance of doubt.
If you can allow me, just to land on this point, I didn't hear him corroborating or purporting to confirm anything to that effect. So for me, I don't want us to reduce this interview to what Anthony Kwaku Boahen has said somewhere or not, because I am speaking to you as National Communications Officer. I am telling you that this is the position of the party. If you have questions on for me with regards to the statement we have issued, we can proceed with that and deal with that. You understand? But he has issued a disclaimer. I have not listened to the interview. I don't know the tape he was speaking on. And so I want to respect his right and the disclaimer he has issued that what he's saying is true. He's telling me that he has made it emphatically clear that the tape is fake and doctored in consonance with the position of the party on this matter. Later on, if I listen to the full interview and I get to know the tape he spoke to and what he actually said, then we can take a position on that matter and say, no, his position is not supported by the party. He didn't speak the mind of the party, or that, what he said was right. We stand by that. But until that, I cannot speak to that. I can speak to the official statement of the party. On this matter.
To that statement you issued, you put some clarity on the statement in the morning when you said this espionage and bagging of your office, you discovered it a few months ago. In fact, that's the expression you used. And my question is, if you did a few months ago, why are you only now telling us that you're now taking legal action?
We are not saying we are taking legal action. We're saying that we are investigating the matter. And at the appropriate time, we will take the right steps to halt it and seek legal remedies. That is what we have indicated.
Yeah, you are considering
investigating the matter. The matter is more serious than this stage. We are dealing with something far worse than what happened in the infamous Watergate scandal in the United States of America, because government is really spying on individual officials of the NDC.
Yeah, and you knew this for certain a few months ago, and this is such a serious matter, and it is. This is something that you act very swiftly to take the legal action and enforce your rights under the Constitution.
But every lawyer will tell you that before you go to court, you prepare yourself, you make sure that you get your evidence is intact, your brief is intact, you know. As we speak to you now, we are not too sure whether we've even been able to identify all the bags at our offices and so on and so forth. So it's an ongoing process. Security issues, you know, security breaches at our party office and what we are doing about it are not issues that we can readily discuss in the media. But as we have indicated in the statement, at appropriate time we will come out, tell the public what the public needs to know and what we need to pursue legally. We will do so because we have rights as a political party under the laws of this country. And we will do everything to vindicate those rights and to ensure that the Constitution of Ghana, which guarantees the right to privacy, is, you know, protected and so on.
There's something that is just coming into us now as we've been talking, and this will interest you, Mr. Sammy Gyamfi, as a official mouthpiece of the party. We have confirmation now, and I indicated at the top of the hour when we started Top Story that we're seeking to confirm an invitation the police is said to have written. Our sources tell us that they've written formally inviting the national chairman of the NDC. My colleague Gifty Ando-Appiah is with me in the studio. Gifty, we have a copy, an official copy of this statement, correct?
Yes, we do.
Who's signed by?
So this letter is signed by ACP G. Chineboa, Deputy Director General for the Director General of CID, and it is captioned Letter of Invitation, Mr. Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo. Indeed, it is addressed to Mr. Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, the National Chairman of the National Democratic Congress,
dated
the NDC
when?
Headquarters. It is dated the 27th of February 2019, which is today. And as if I could go ahead and read the invitation, it says that the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service has intercepted an audio message circulating in both traditional and social media on Wednesday, 27th February 2019, in which you are alleged to have made some comments that have some security implications. Number 2 is as you are therefore requested to report to the undersigned at the CID headquarters on Thursday, 28th of February 2019 at 10 a.m. to assist in investigations.
Okay.
Evans.
So that is the latest in this unfolding story. The Criminal Investigations Department has now formally written to the national chairman of the NDC, Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, requesting him to report to the CID headquarters tomorrow, 28 February 2019 at 10 a.m. to assist in investigations. Mr. Gyamfi, has this come to the attention of the party at all?
Not yet, but I find it very comical and very, baseless, but it's a normal police invitation. The police are our friends. We are all stakeholders in this democratic experiment. And so if they have extended an invitation to the national chairman, he will be there, supported by all members of the Functional Executive Committee, and as a matter of fact, all members of the NDC, because our chairman has not committed any crime. The people who deserve to be invited and hauled before our security agencies are the NPP hoodlums and thugs who were deployed during the hours of West Wuogon and who visited, meted state-sponsored terrorism to innocent Ghanaians in this country. They are still walking free. And an innocent man who called for his party to boycott the election just for us to have peace and stability in this country is being victimized this way. I mean, we live to see what will happen, but like we have indicated, we will not be swayed. We will not be distracted by these diversionary tactics. We are focused on our duty as, a responsible opposition, and we will continue to highlight the misgovernance and maladministration going on, the economic mismanagement, which has brought untoward hardship on the people of this country. That we will not relent, in doing.
I'm grateful that you joined us. That is a National Communications Officer of the National Democratic Congress. And if you just joined us, the latest in this unfolding drama is that the CID has now formally invited the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress asking him to report to the CID headquarters on Thursday, that's tomorrow, at 10 a.m. to assist in investigations. And it relates to the tape you've heard excerpts of already that the NDC says is concocted and false, in which he's heard in some portions speaking and appear to be conspiring or indicating their willingness to harm political opponents. Let's bring in private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu is on the line with me. Mr. Kpebu, I'm grateful for your time here on Top Story. So there's a former police invitation now to Samafo Sampofo. The tapes that have emerged. So what possibly, you've listened to the tapes. Are there any parts of it that strike you as possible crimes that may have been contemplated?
Well, Evan, as you rightly stated, you're talking about possibilities. So meaning that as of now, we are not sure. It may well be that the tape is fake. So it means that essentially this is an academic exercise. Okay, so knowing that it's an academic exercise, of course, I can proceed. Possibly it could be conspiracy. You see, under our criminal laws in Ghana, where two or more people agree to act together to commit a criminal offense, then that agreement itself is an offense. So in other words, yes, you can have all the most heinous intentions and everything. As long as they remain in your head, or if you say them, you speak to yourself alone, then you don't engage the criminal laws of the country. But as soon as A begins to engage B, that look, let's agree, let's plan to go and commit an offense, then that agreement, that planning in itself is an offense. So that's what we call conspiracy. And in our history, the most popular case when it comes to conspiracy is State versus Autry. That was the case in which Obechebi Lamte and co. were charged for attempting to assassinate Kwame Nkrumah. That was the assassination of 1st August 1962, popularly called the Kulungungu bombing. You say, yes, so there, Kosa CJ, okay, in writing his judgment. Of course, but let me also add that subsequently Kwame Nkrumah cancelled the judgment and then reconstituted the court which convicted them. But I'm reading from the first one because in law, it's such a highly regarded case. So Kosa CJ, they approved of the law which said that once the two people begin to plan, okay, that we will, then that's if agreed in the plan, it means that if agreed that they should go and commit an offense, then that's the offense. So it means that, but of course, before you get here, as I stated earlier, you must first clear the hurdle that the tape is authentic. If the tape is not, it means everything we are saying is thrown out of the window. So far, it's conspiracy because you would hear them saying they would kidnap some person's children. Yes, so it would be conspiracy to kidnap. You say, yes, and then you would go on from there. And it's quite grievous because even though it's just an agreement, if we're talking in Ghanaian parlance, we would say it's just an agreement. They haven't gone out to do anything. Yes. But because the law wants to avoid, situations in which people will live in fear and panic and all that, the punishment for the conspiracy itself is as grievous as going to execute the plan itself. So in essence, the conspiracy will be punished as if you had actually gone to commit the crime. And under our law, to kidnap a person is a second-degree felony. So when we say second degree, there are different punishments. But in this particular one, the second degree is up to a maximum of 10 years. So I'm saying up to a maximum of 10 years for kidnapping.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So the biggest hurdle, as you've indicated, is first authenticating this particular audio in circulation. I'm grateful, lawyer Martin Kpebu, for helping us appreciate the legal ramifications of what we've been listening to in this audio tape all morning.
Here's what people are saying about the GCB Easy Pick.
It just makes sense.